Hey y'all! Thank you so much for watching my last video. I really appreciate the support. So we are back this week and I want to talk a little bit more about myself so you guys can just get to know me a little bit more and connect a little bit more. So with identity, we're digging into our own identities and how can we embrace who we are. So with that being said, part of the identity that I have trouble embracing is my vulnerable side. So I'm a thug, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, I don't like being vulnerable in front of people. But it's crazy because I'm like the biggest crybaby ever, but I do it by myself. But anyways, so I am going to try to give you guys a little bit more of my vulnerable side. And I think that's really important because, one, it's part of me. It's who I am. That's part of my identity. So I need to embrace that. That's me. And two, like, I gotta give y'all the real me. I gotta be authentic. That's the only way we're gonna take this journey and do it together and overcome is by being authentic. So that's why I'm gonna try this vulnerable thing on out and be a little bit more transparent with you guys. So it is a little tough thing for me to do, but I want to share with you guys just a little bit more about me. So let's get into it. So what I want to talk about today is what I struggle with and just, what I do to help myself get through those struggles when they come and just how I protect my mental. So, yeah. Some of the things that I struggle with is I am a total control freak. I love to be in control. Not of like other people, but more so of my life. Like, I'm one of those people that just on the outside looks like I just have it all together. I'm always smiling, always happy, and just outwardly appears like I have it together. And you know how that goes. My stuff don't stink. But that is not true. I deal with life too, just like everyone else. So a lot of times behind this little pretty smile, it be all kind of mess going on y'all don't know about. But yeah, that's a part of like my struggle, honestly. Like being vulnerable, breaking down those walls to let people see like inside of my world, like what I go through, what I deal with as a mother, a single mother at that. Like it's not easy. So yeah, that's definitely one of my things. One of the things I would say that I am getting better at is kind of letting go of some of my control. And again, my control isn't really like I want to control others or whatever. Like I'm just really like determined for my life to be a certain way. So when things shift or things aren't going as you want them to go, like I go extreme stress mode, extreme anxiety because I feel like I'm out of control of like what's going on in my own life. And I hate that feeling. So that is definitely struggle bus number one. So what I do is a lot. I be talking to myself. I gotta give my own self pep talks. I can honestly say the one thing that I do love outside of my struggles, I know it's a little off topic, is that I can check myself. So when I do get into those moments, like, I'll sit in it for a very short period of time, but I will like have a full-blown conversation with myself and just totally check me, like look in the mirror like, hey girl, get your stuff together. You got this. It's going to be okay. God got you like always. And I will pull myself out of it. Like, I'll listen to meditation videos on YouTube. Like, I love the like affirmation videos in the morning. I listen to those. I'll journal. Like, I'll just take time to myself because I need it. It's important for just me and my mental and my self-care. Like I'll come in my room at night after the kids are asleep and I'll just have my me time to just reflect. And I think it's really important like what you put into yourself, like what you feed into yourself, your thoughts, your the information you're receiving, whether it's online or reading a book. Like, make sure you are giving yourself like good energy. That's why I'm super big with the affirmations. Like, I write them everywhere. Like, I write them on my mirror, just what I want, because it helps me stay focused when I do get in those moments of feeling like I've lost control over my life or whatever is going on. You know, anything could happen. You get a flat tire, you don't have any control over that. And instead of me freaking out, I have to, give myself pep talk like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Like, what I've learned and am still learning is that life is gonna throw you curveballs no matter what. Like, life is gonna happen. So, like, do you stress over it and stay in those moments, or do you get up and you keep going? I'm gonna choose the latter. I'm gonna keep going. It's very important. So that's the biggest struggle for me. Well, no, I wouldn't say that's the biggest struggle. That is a struggle of mine for sure. I would say my biggest struggle is anxiety. Ugh, it's awful. I know a lot of people deal with anxiety. I think it's something I've been dealing with since I was young, like teenager probably. Just then I didn't know what it was. As an adult, you learn these things and you learn what triggers you and what it feels like and all that stuff. And anxiety is definitely something that I deal with, and I'm learning to get better at controlling it. And when I am triggered or have anxiety for whatever the reason is, just kind of going into my own space and just, it's really about my thoughts and all of that stuff, and I'm learning that. So I just take that time that I need for me to get myself together. And I know that's crazy because I have kids. They're constantly running around and, bickering with each other and all that good stuff that kids do. And especially now, like with the pandemic going on and the virtual school and you're working, like, it be rough sometimes. So, yeah, anxiety is probably like the biggest thing that's just like, ugh, for me. But I'm learning to deal with it. I've definitely gotten better. Like, it's not full-blown panic attacks or anything like that, but I recognize when the anxiety is coming on now, and I know how to kind of like just step back, get in the zone, go into my little zen world. I'll come in my room, you see I got all the flowers and junk on, and salt lamps and crystals and stuff. I'll turn on my meditation music, light some candles, meditate, just kind of like clear my thoughts or whatever, because you can't let that stuff control you. And it's so easy to, like, when it starts, if you don't have control over it or try to control it, like, it could just totally spiral out of control. And it can lead to other things. Like, I mean, it could lead into depression, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been there too. But I mean, it's just really important to try to figure out those things that trigger you and figure out ways to calm yourself and like just really get back to who you are, because you can't let anxiety win. And I know it's hard. And if it's something that you feel like, you can't deal with on your own, I definitely advise going to talk to somebody professionally, like therapy, counselors. All of that is amazing. Like, it's life changing. I've done that too, because there was a point in time where I was just really down. Like, I didn't know how to control it. Like, and it was getting the best of me. And in it getting the best of me, like, I didn't want to get out of the bed. I didn't want to, like, be productive. And you can't really do that in life. If you want to get somewhere, like, staying in the bed isn't going to do it. Like, you have to figure out how to beat that. And going to therapy for me was just an amazing process, because it allows you to kind of like face yourself in the mirror. And I think that's something that we all need to do. It's a really challenging thing to do, to look yourself in the mirror and face your flaws. Face those things you don't like about yourself. Face the things that you love about yourself. Face what you want for yourself. Like, it's really important to do. And I think it's so important in the process of finding who you are and like embracing your identity. It's just, it's everything. I definitely recommend it for everyone. A lot of people think going to therapy is like one of those things like, oh my God, they're going to judge me. They're going to tell me what I need to do or what I don't need to do or who I need to be with or who I don't. That is not what that process is. They kind of just ask you questions to kind of help you process your thoughts and feelings on your own, really. So, yeah, I definitely recommend therapy, clearly. So yeah, the anxiety, that's definitely a big one for me, dealing with that and still just currently dealing with it. You got good days and you got bad days, but on those bad days, you can't sit down and you can't let it get the best of you. Like, give yourself permission, to feel however it is you're going to feel, but you also have to give yourself permission to come out of that and to get out of that state. Because again, if you sit in it, it will consume you, and it's just not a good place that you're gonna land in. So yeah, that's my piece on that. So what else? Just, we're all a work in progress. Excuse me. We're all a work in progress. And we have to realize that, like, there is never gonna be a level of perfect. But as you learn to embrace who you are and you learn to love yourself unconditionally, you realize that and you become more and more okay with that. Like, understanding that, like, you don't have to strive for perfection. Like, perfection doesn't exist. You have to strive to be better. You have to strive to be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. I truly believe that, like, if you could see better, you could do better. Like, if you want it, you have to fight for it. Like, you can't just sit in that complacent comfort zone. You have to go out there and you have to get it. And that's really the only way that it's going to happen. And again, that's a part of, growing and figuring out who you are. You got to ask yourself hard questions. I know something that I do a lot of times, like when I do kind of feel like just cloudy and like, what am I doing? Which direction do I want to go? Like, I'll go on Pinterest. Pinterest is the bomb, by the way. And they have just everything on there. And I will just look up journal prompts. And they have so many, like, just really deep self-evaluating questions that will just really have you thinking. And I'll just journal and I'll just ask myself these questions and answer them, like, in depth, just in regards to what I want. And it just kind of really helps me figure out where I am, where I want to go, because we are always evolving. Like, embracing your identity. Like, it's not like just this thing where it's like, oh, I found myself. I love myself. I know who I am. Like, that's going to change, and you're going to go through so many different stages of life where you're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to accept a new version of who you are, and you're going to have to be okay with who that version was that you just evolved from. You're going to have to accept who you were. You're going to accept that maybe that wasn't the best version of myself. And sometimes we can get hard on ourselves about that. But it's okay. That's all a part of the process of embracing who you are. So, yeah. What else do I want to tell you guys or share with you guys? A little bit more about me. Hold yourself accountable. That's huge. Accountability is just a ginormous step in this process, guys. If you can't hold yourself accountable, and that's something that's hard to do, like, that's kind of like when I say hold yourself accountable, like, that's what I'm talking about when I say, like, I check myself. Like, I know when I'm on my bull crap, and I know when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and just when I'm on foolishness. Like, I know. And we all have those moments, and it's okay. But you have to be able to hold yourself accountable to be like, hey, girl, you ain't up on your stuff. Get it together. This is what you need to do. This is what you're gonna do. And, hold yourself to it. Like, write goals out. I plan every month. Like, the first day of each month is the day that I sit down. I write out my goals for the month, what I want to do for that month. I have self-care goals on there that I want to obtain. I have my personal goals. I have my work goals. Like, it just kind of helps me hold myself accountable. And I make it very realistic. Like, it's not no huge, like, non, like, goal that I can't ever reach in life. Like, they're very small, like, baby step goals that just make those steps a little bit easier to get to. But hold yourself accountable. And even if you have a hard time doing that, like, reach out to some of your friends, your family, anybody, have an accountability partner, somebody that you kind of check in with. Y'all can check in with me even in the comments. I don't care. Like, I will hold you accountable because it's important. We have to hold ourselves accountable to what we want to be, you know? So, yeah. That's that. I feel like I'm just like blabbing right now, but it's cool. I'm enjoying sharing with you guys. But yeah, but those are just some of the things that I do to kind of help myself figure out who I am, what I want to do, where I want to be. It's all a journey. It's all a process, and as long as you are holding yourself accountable, you're living in your truth, and just being authentic, you'll definitely get there. So that's my piece for the day, guys. I appreciate you watching my videos. Again, if you guys will show some love this week too, I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share with your friends and family. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.